Number 184 at the quiet and little-known Jewish cemetery located along the Wangari Mathai Road, formerly Forest Road. This will be the final resting place for departed Dutch tycoon Tob Cohen, who will be interred on Monday after his widow Sarah Wairimu, who has been implicated in his murder, and his sister Gabrielle reached a compromise to jointly dispose of the body. The late Cohen had seemingly foreseen his death and applied to be buried at the Serene Cemetery, where he was allocated site number 184. And in fulfillment of his wish, the late Cohen will be buried in accordance with Jewish rites in a private ceremony that will only be attended by the widow and his sister.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, okay.
After a closed-door meeting at a city hotel, lawyers representing the two parties, Philip Murgor for Sarah Wairimu and Cliff Umbetta for Gabrielle Straten, announced the burial will proceed, but subject to them securing a court order on the following terms.
Burial ceremony of the late Tob Cohen will be a private funeral ceremony for family members only.
We are not opposed for Sarah attending the funeral. We are not opposed to that at all. And Cohen needs to have a dignified and, can I say, decent burial. So it will not be good for either party. In as much as we'll be on both different sides, it is not good for either party to start having a tug of war as to who owns the body, or this is something that can be taken on equal measure.
But apart from agreeing on the burial, the two families were still locked in a fresh standoff after the widow, through her lawyer, distanced herself from the planned opening of Cohen's will, following revelations that he had handed over his 400 million villa to his sister and designated his brother and sister to manage his multi-million shillings estate. On Wednesday, a team of pathologists led by Chief Government Pathologist Johansen Udwar declined to disclose the contents of the post-mortem report, citing a court order. According to the pathologists, they are still awaiting DNA, toxicology and histology tests before making their final report. A DNA test looks at specific locations of a person's genome to verify ancestral genealogical relations, while a toxicology test determines the presence of any chemical components in one's body. This may be used to screen for drug or substance abuse or evaluate drug intoxication or overdose. On the other hand, a histology test examines sample of biological tissues from the deceased body to provide diagnostic information on the cause of death. Joy Kiruki Juma, K24.